All right, welcome. Welcome, ladies, and the few gentlemen in the audience. Thank you for coming. We do appreciate your support. Just to get everything started, do we have anybody here that is not from Columbus? Can you raise your hand? All right, guys. What do we got, about 20%, maybe 10% people from out of town? Let's give them a warm Columbus welcome. And I would be further remiss if we did not do this in the Ohio State University. Can I get an OH? Ohio! That's how we roll here in Buckeye Land. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome, welcome. I know you are here to smash the glass and learn how we can empower you to get forward in your career. You all must be very empowered about women's issues and topics. Are you guys excited about today? Can I, that's not very exciting for me. I know it's early, but I think you guys have a little more insight. Are you excited about today? Yeah. There we go. Ladies, this day is yours. This is your day. There are no men telling you what to do. There's no obstacles in your way today. This is your day. It is also a non-judgment day, okay? You need to throw all what you think away, accept and open and hear your sisters today. Have conversations. Be prepared to take action in the community. We need you. We need this collective in order to help our cause, right? All right. So before we get off into a tangent there, or I do anyway, because I'm good at that, I wanted to thank very, very big, special thanks. We are a very small organization, and 500 women preparing all these tracks and extra keynote speakers, the website, social media. Those things aren't easy to do, especially when you all have full-time jobs. So I really want to give not only special thanks to our sponsors, but to our organizers, Ms. Katie DeTore, Elizabeth Tolia, and Bonnie Wesselman. Could you please stand up? And there's Miss Bonnie here in the back, Miss Katie, and Elizabeth. Thank you, ladies, so much. We cannot do this without you. And I know Katie's going, you'll probably see that she is expecting. I want to share something too. Like, we've got a soldier on our hands. She's due today. She's gonna get induced later today. All right? Like, give it up to my ladies. Hello. And then I also want to take Kate Rode, and then I don't know if Kaylin's in here. Kaylin, are you here? She's working, right, because she's a boss like that. I love her. So all these beautiful t-shirts and the graphic design Ms. Kaylin helped us with. Kate Rode isn't here. She's with IGS. She introduced us to the idea of the social media takeover, where you share social media with your sponsors and others to help kind of build your following and expose things to you. So I wanted to give a special thanks to those ladies because, again, it's like all hands on deck. Everybody in the community pitches in. We have to all work together to get things done. So please give them a round of applause as well, because I don't know if they can hear or not. And Kate's not here. All right, and then, of course, to our event staff, there's a bunch of names here. We're all wearing the t-shirts, so if you see the t-shirts, you know that they put in a lot of hours and effort into making this event. We've been thinking about you every single day for the past year. We are so passionate about having you here and seeing you all have a bright future that we don't care if we've got full-time jobs or volleyball practice coaching or taxi duty or caring for sick parents or whatever it is that we have to do. We're here for you. We love you that much, okay? Also, today, we're here. It's October 10th, 2017, but next year, for all of you ladies and all of your additional friends and daughters even potentially, because I think we're gonna do some kid stuff, September 12th, 2018, save that date, okay? All right, now to the good stuff. Columbus Women in Tech, I think everybody kind of has some mixed emotions or mixed knowledge about all of these different women organizations. Oh, I'm in a women's tech group. I'm in a women in tech at Chase group, and I'm a witty.org member, and I'm a NC Wit member. Well, I wanted to tell you that Columbus Women in Tech is something special. It's very unique. We are here. We are the only technical organization able to deliver a conference this big here in Columbus, Ohio, because it's for Columbus by Columbus women in tech. The reason why we decided to create something like that is because you have to foster relationships at the community level. So I wanted to introduce the board. Miss Melanie Culp is here. She's our president. I'll be handing it over to her in just a moment. Myself, the vice president, and the terrible joke man earlier, that would be Dan Greenleaf. Yes. So we've been working really, really hard about being able to package up all of our passions. I think all of us are empowered. We know the future. We want to help our daughters grow up to be women in tech and give them the best opportunities. But we also know that there's so many other issues, and it's like, where do we put it all? Where do we put it all? So the board has been very, very active in creating a specific strategy on how we can specifically address the issues in the Columbus community around women in tech. So our mission is to specifically address the pipeline issue, starting at the beginning from awareness to the existing issue. We like 25% women in tech. Sometimes it's a little more and less depending on the industry and depending on what company you work for. But that's a huge gap, ladies. We can fix that. We have the power, okay? And it's not just about what's happening now and just the future. It's about what can we do today. We can move this pipeline forward by creating awareness, creating programs and efforts to drive interest in technology and talk to companies and help women stay in tech. So as you can see, we have a pretty aggressive goal or target. We started last year with a conference, just a conference, 300 women. This year it's 500. Next year it's 750. And then world domination. So, we're putting the fine touches around this, right? It's a little, this is version 1.0, but I want to know that you guys are not just coming to a conference to learn, that you're a part of something, okay? So specific things that I mentioned, we have programs that we want to address next year. We're going to need a lot of help to make this happen, by the way. So I hope you came with the idea that you're going to volunteer next year, just a little bit. We need all your help. Career awareness, creating awareness for girls, exposing them to opportunities, letting them see other women in technology and what they do. That's a huge deal. Imagine if there was women when you were younger. I mean, you might be like, you might have be, Sheryl Sandberg or anybody, right? It's not that's not, you're doing great, but let's prepare for the next generation. And then there's transition to tech. There's a lot of boot camps here in town to create development skills. So we've got women at Tech Elevator and we can code it. There's junior developers out there wanting to get and transition into tech. They've already got degrees. They've already been around. Or there's women who have industry expertise that you'll hear from later. You're a teacher. Well, wouldn't you make a great software expert for e-learning software platforms? We need that knowledge in tech more than you know. So if you know women that are in certain industries, you also have to advocate for them and support and sponsor them. And then last but not least, we have our Path to Leadership. The CIO Forum has about 120 folks here in Columbus, Ohio. And out of 120 CIOs, there's 20 women. We need to change that, ladies, right? Am I right? Can we get some ladies in leadership, please? Yes, and thank you. So next year we want to do a mentoring program. And it's not just mentoring. It's not just like, hey, I want to tell you all the things you should and shouldn't do. We want to sponsor you. You have to create relationships to help drive women to leadership. You don't just get to show up like, oh, I got my college education and I have all this experience. Can you give me the CIO, please? That doesn't work. We need other women to support other women. And we also need men, believe it or not. Yes, we do. We do. I'm not too proud to admit that. Yes. So we want to do some programs that really target and really knock that out this year. So I hope you guys are behind that. Do you like that idea? Do you like that? Can we be a part of it? All right. So I want to really take a moment, too, to really focus and get this, which is we take women's interests and passion and dedication, and then we add it with exponential opportunity and growth. That's what we do. We have a success story, and she's going to be very embarrassed, but last year we met her, and she got so empowered by what we did. She's like, I want to be a woman in tech, and guess what? She's a woman in tech today. It took a lot of her being involved with the community and having conversations with technical people, having to go do her own research and learning, but she has finally made that journey, and we have a success story. You have to stand up. Miss Elizabeth Tolia, yes, we recruited her into technology. She's the operations director here, and she's now a woman in tech. So That's what we do. You have to sponsor things with relationships and not just mentoring. It's not just do this, do that. It's let's show you, let's support you when you're stumbling and when you keep hitting that blockers. We all have to support each other. That's the only way we get this done. So we do have a long road ahead of us, and I won't belabor you with my lofty goals or the organization's lofty goals, but I think to make a true impact, we need to get our members together here in town in Columbus, and I believe there are about 1,000 women that we could, both young all the way up, recruit to have part of our membership base, because in numbers there's power. And then, of course, organize volunteers. When Columbus School for Girls says, hey, do you have a woman robotics teacher that we could find? Maybe not volunteer, maybe paid, but we should be able to answer that question for the community. So I want to be able to organize the volunteers and make sure that we're actually not just members to network, but members to give back to our community. We all have to work together for this. Companies will be our partners, just like the sponsors out there. You got to make sure you give them a shout out. They're as passionate about your success as we are. And then, of course, we'll have a new panel of executive advisors, because without executive influence and power in the community, we're not going to be able to achieve our mission. And then, last but not least, we do want to have an operational budget so that we can make these programs happen. So today at a glance, we'll be introducing our keynotes very shortly. You've got your breakout, then the CIO panel, which I'm really excited for here. We've got 6 CIOs to tell you how to do it and how it's done. So that way you leave with no question in your mind what it's like, what it takes to get to leadership. And then we also have our next equitable work for women afterwards, and then some breakouts, and then the party. How many people like adult beverages? Yeah, just a few. Are you? Ladies, I said there's no judgment today. Come on, let's be honest. All right, so the reception's there. We have valuable prizes. There's some gift cards and spa things and whatnot. So at least show up, have a drink, share your good thoughts with the ladies before you take off for the day. Also, just a note, we're doing a call for volunteers. We will have defined roles, so you're not just showing up, and it'll be more organized this year. So if you felt frustrated last year or you didn't know where you're going to be at, we will have a place for you no matter what your time commitment is. And did I mention to save the date next year? Okay, just September 12th. Okay. So September 12th next year is going to be bigger, better than this year. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Miss Melanie Culp, your president. And have a fantastic day, ladies. Thank you so much for coming. And gentlemen.